Welcome into Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. Tonight, the focus is golf, the Masters, and having the chance to visit with one of the greatest golfers in history coming to our town in St. Louis. That's Jack Nicklaus. Let's start, though, with the first major of the year, and it begins this Thursday at Augusta National. It's Masters Week. As always, there are great storylines that will unfold. If Rory McIlroy can win, he will join elite company as just the sixth player ever to win golf's career Grand Slam. McIlroy, who finished in the top 10 in 6 of his last 7 starts at Augusta, well, he's one of the favorites in this year's tournament. What about Bryson DeChambeau, the defending U.S. Open champion? He's revolutionized the game of golf. His dominance off the tee can be seen in advanced metrics. He's first in driving distance, strokes gained, tee to green, and strokes gained off the tee. Jon Rahm, who is yet to win a major, secured a 7th place finish in last year's Masters. He's been playing extremely well this season, finished in the top 10 in 6 of his last 8 starts on the PGA Tour. Jordan Spieth, playing much better as the season has gone on. Now he's gained strokes on approach shots in 25 of his last 27 holes he's played. And then there's DJ, Dustin Johnson. He won the Masters last fall, always considered one of the favorites, and there's a reason. He's one of the best players in the world and will be considered one of the top contenders for the championship. The odds makers have put out who they think has the best opportunities to win this week, and it's a who's who in the sport of golf. The defending champ, DJ, listed at 8-1 to win Augusta and take home the green jacket again. Also on that list, some of the best players that most would expect. And it's always fun, and it gets going this week. You never know what could happen at the Masters this year. Again, fans will be limited in terms of how many will be on the course, so that will be different again. But what doesn't change, the challenge of this course. Amen Corner is one of the most sacred places in golf. It always creates drama. It never fails. The 11th, 12th, and 13th holes at Augusta. And if you love drama, you'll get it this weekend in this year's first major. So that sets the scene for this week's Masters. Here in St. Louis, we are so excited for the Ascension Charity Classic presented by Emerson coming up later this summer. It will be the only golf event happening at that time. The event was canceled last year, but still awarded the charities that were counting on the event coming through, and they did in a big way.
We're really proud that all of the proceeds and net expenses are going to go to we have 3 primary charities at this point: Urban League, Boys and Girls Club, and Mary Grove, which is an extraordinary residential treatment center for teenagers in North County, and other charities, and we hope to name them over time. But we really want this to be an elite event that is not only makes a difference for those 3 charities, but other charities in North County. And you know, charities have struggled through COVID like everybody else, even more so. They rely on the generosity and largesse of companies and individuals. And those 3 charities and many others, they've been doing amazing work during difficult times. And so even more than ever, there's a sense of urgency to making sure that this is an elite event that can give back. I told the team when we created this event, it's not about great golf, that's important, but it's about giving back. And I want the goal of this event to be the single most charitable event on PGA Tour Champions within a couple of years, and I think we're well on the way to doing it.
This is a true home game. You know, we golfers don't really have that many home games, and this is really going to be special. There's no place on that golf course, both good and bad, that I haven't been, you know. So Pearlie's going to be caddying for me. He does a show with me and went to school at UCLA. And Jay Williamson, I know, is really excited about this. And Danny, we couldn't have a better group of people. I know you're as an ambassador as I am for Ascension. These guys are just incredible in what they're doing for the city and golf and the North County.
About 50 or 60 yards off the tee. That's the biggest difference. The young guys hit it so far. It's really quite extraordinary where they drive the golf ball. Not just that, I mean, they're irons, you know, they're hitting wedges. I think I saw DeChambeau hit a sand wedge 190 yards last week. You know, you don't see that on the Champions Tour, but what you will see is extremely high quality of golf. Guys who hit the ball great, who putt well, chip well. Almost everybody who watches Champions Tour golf, they all come away remarking about how good the players still are. It's so competitive, and when you get guys like Mickelson showing up and Furyk now showing up and Stricker and Fred Couples and Ernie Els, and the list goes on. I mean, the quality of the field is so deep. Every week in, week out, the quality of the field, the depth of the field is almost impossible to top. So it's a really good product, and the golf fans will really enjoy themselves.
I think we're ready for live sporting events and having, that first week of September, having live professional golf back in St. Louis for the long term. This is a long-term commitment, I think, is so exciting. The weather's changing. The Masters is coming up. People are excited. Rounds of golf are way up this year because of COVID in part. It's a chance to get outside. But I could tell you that the corporate and community engagement has been extraordinary. We're so blessed to have Emerson as a presenting sponsor, and Worldwide is a big founding partner. We're about to announce some other corporate partners that are really stepping up. And we think this will be a wonderful shot in arm for the community and for the region to have live sports again. And something that's really going to help North County. All charities go to North County area, Boys and Girls Club, Mary Grove, and the Urban League. And we're really, really excited about that.
Coming up, we'll visit with one of the greats in golf. Jack Nicklaus is next on Fox 2. Scoops with Danny Mac is brought to you by Schnucks, Lou Fuse, Royal Banks of Missouri, and Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert. Welcome back to Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. A reminder, there's daily content on the website, scoopswithdannymac.com. Podcasts, features, articles. If you've missed Bernie Miklasz and his writing, you can see it all daily on scoopswithdannymac.com. We have the distinct pleasure to visit with one of the great athletes ever, Jack Nicklaus, and he is coming to our town, St. Louis. He'll be a part of the Ascension Charity Classic presented by Emerson. First of all, Jack, what a great pleasure it is to visit with you and have the chance to talk it over about this wonderful event that's coming to St. Louis. How excited are you to be a part of this event?
Well, it's always great to be part of a new event. We were supposed to be part of it last year, but it didn't work out. But I haven't played a lot of golf in St. Louis. I played there probably, 4 or 5 tournaments. And but St. Louis is a great sports town, always has been. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, we'll raise some money for charity and play a little bit of golf and have a good time.
What can you tell our fans what the difference is with, like watching the event that we saw come through at Belle Reve with the PGA Tour as opposed to the Champions Tour, and what that's like for a golf fan? What are the differences between those two?
Well, you get a lot closer to the senior event. The players are, they're right there a little bit more. Usually the big event, there's more people. It's a little bit more crowded. The quality of golf is very good on the senior tour or the Champions Tour. It's maybe not quite as good, but it's not far off, and it's a great show. They have they got a lot of players with a lot of names that have played well for a lot of years, so they always give a good show.
What are your memories of St. Louis? What comes to mind when you think about playing golf in St. Louis? You've done that in the past, so what comes to mind when you think about coming through town?
Well, I never played well, unfortunately. I played the U.S. Amateur in 1960, and I was defending champion, and I lost in the 4th round there to Charles Lewis from Little Rock, Arkansas. He clobbered me. And then I came back and played. I brought Gary Player in the week before the U.S. Open at Belle Reve. And I told Gary, I said, Gary, if you want to win the Grand Slam, you want to win the U.S. Open, you got to go early and prepare for it. He says, Jack, I can't. I'm only over here for a few weeks, and I can't skip weeks. I just don't have that much time. I said, yes, you do. I said, the most important thing to you is to win the U.S. Open. You get out there and prepare for it. That doesn't mean I'm going to roll over and give it to you, but if you prepare, I think you'll probably do pretty well. Gary prepared. We went a week ahead of time, and he dusted everybody. I think Kel Nagel, finished second in that tournament. But anyway, Gary won that. And every time we talk about St. Louis, Gary brings up 1964 U.S. Open. We played PGA there 1 year. I don't remember what I did. I didn't do well at Bell Reeve either time. And then we played Old War Song in the Ryder Cup matches. And I'll never forget, I think J.A. Bear was captain then. And Jay put Dave Stockton and I together for Dave Stockton and me together for a alternate shot. And of course, I drove the ball 50, 60 yards by Dave Stockton. So Dave Stockton was not used to playing wedges out of the rough, and I wasn't used to playing 2 irons out of the fairway. So we didn't do very well. I think we got beat 6-5. And then Jay says, I don't think we're going to do that again. So I played with J.C. Sneed, or I played with Arnold maybe one time. I don't remember. But we always had a good time at the Ryder Cup matches.
Well, you said that you play a little golf still, so how often do you get out and play?
Well, I haven't hit a ball in 3 months now, so but I hope to hit some before I get to Ascension.
What's it like when you go out and play? How well do you hit it? What's it like when Jack Nicklaus gets out and tees it up?
Well, I've used the phrase now. A lot of people have always wanted to play like I do. Now they can, and what that means is that if you can shoot about 80, that's about what I shoot now. I might break 80 if I play well, and I may not break 80 if I don't play very well. But I'm probably a solid 6 handicap now, and that's But I throw an 82 mile an hour club head speed at it, and the ball feels like it's still got the head cover on. Not a lot of fun. I love playing the game, but gosh, I hate hearing the ball land rather than seeing it land.
That's Jack Nicklaus, and coming up, we'll talk about his charitable efforts and playing in an event in St. Louis this summer. More with Jack next on Fox 2. Scoops with Danny Mac is brought to you by Blue Tail Medical Group, Royal Banks of Missouri, Hair Saloon for Men, and Triad Bank. Welcome back to Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. A reminder, there's daily content on the website, scoopswithdannymac.com. Podcasts, features, articles. If you've missed Bernie Miklasz and his writing, you can see it all daily on scoopswithdannymac.com. Welcome back into Scoops with Danny Mac on Fox 2. The PGA Tour has done so much for charity over the years, and Jack Nicklaus undoubtedly is a big reason why. And Ascension is huge for charity in North St. Louis. And Jack, I've got to ask you if you're more proud of what you've been able to do off the course and what golf has accomplished off the course in terms of helping charities and specifically kids through the game of golf.
Well, Dan, I sort of go back. When we first started on tour, charity was part of it. But, we were playing for purses of $20,000, $30,000, and might raise $5,000 or $10,000 for charity. And, as time's gone on, the purse has gone up, the money's gone up, and now tournaments are now raising, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $10 million for charity in a week. So it's changed a lot. And so charity was not a big part of what we did when we were younger, but as it got on, we've got more involved with the charities. Now, in my case, I always use the example, Barbara was a fantastic wife and supporter of what I did. She understood that I had to go play golf, and she understood that I didn't need confrontation, and she knew that I needed support. So, I had a great partner all my life. It'll be 61 years this year. And so, but then when I stopped playing golf about 15 years ago, the Honda tournament wanted to come up to the Palm Beach area. And the head of their charities, Fred Millsaps, came to me, and Fred said, Jack, he says, what's in the Palm Beach areas that we can support for children? We've always supported things for children. Well, Barb and I, whatever we had done has always been for children. So we decided, well, maybe it was time we formed our own foundation. Well, we did form our foundation then. Honda's been we've been the main beneficiary of the Honda, as we have for quite a few other events. And we've raised, a couple $100 million so far since that time. And, as I say, Barbara supported me. Now it's my turn to support her. And this is her thing. And I want to tell you, I've enjoyed it immensely to go out and be able to raise $10,000, $5,000, $1 million, or $10 million. It's fun to go out and work with people to try to develop things to help kids. And we're just we've got the Nicklaus Children's Hospital down here, Miami Children's Hospital, changed its name to Nicklaus. We've supported that to a level to make that happen. We've got Children's Miracle Network that we work with. We're working with a tour to raise $100 million over about a 5-year period. And we're in about the second year of that. I think we raised close to 40 the first year. We're doing a legacy fund back here when our 80th birthday came about at the hospital. We had with Barbara and Jack Nicklaus a legacy fund for parents who can't afford to take care of their kids. So we figured if we waste about $80 million, we might be able to throw off about $4 million in interest, and that pretty much could take care of the people who can't pay for care. So there's all kinds of things we're doing that I'm going to tell you, when I see the results with these kids, and I see how these kids have responded to the things that have happened, I'm going to tell you, it's certainly a lot more important than any 4-foot putt I ever made anywhere in my life.
I was just going to ask you that. Are you more proud of that than what you did on anything on the golf course?
Well, if I hadn't done what I did on the golf course, this would never have happened. It's because of what I did on the golf course, because of what name I made, because of the reputation I built, that I'm allowed to do this. I've been given that tool to be able to go out and raise that money. And so golf caused it, and a lot of kids are benefiting. And I've lived a blessed life to have that, to not only do my play golf, but the golf courses I've done, to be all over the place and all over the world. And then now raising money for kids and seeing the look on their face and things. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Jack, you don't have to come to St. Louis. You don't have to do these interviews. You don't have to be talking to me. Why do you still do these things?
Well, I enjoy it. It keeps me involved in the game of golf. I'm involved in promoting the game. I want to see the game grow. I want to see St. Louis have a successful event. Anything that I can do to help support it and be part of it, if I'm asked to do that and I can, then I want to do it.
And finally, you got 9 holes coming up with Tom Watson. Okay, so what are you going to do to Tom Watson? What's he going to do to you? Is he going to be trash talking? Who's going to win this event with the 9 holes? Can you give me a little insight?
Well, first of all, we're going to have a luncheon, and Tom and I are going to trash talk a little bit at the luncheon. I mean, we'll throw a few compliments and bouquets out, but we'll throw a few jabs out too. We both do that. Tom and I have been pretty darn close friends for a long time, even though we've been great competitors. So we get along great, and then we're going to play the match in September. And, we don't know who else is going to play with us yet, but it's going to be a couple other Champions Tour players will play with us, and we'll have a great match and great fun. I don't know who's going to carry me, but we'll see what happens.
Any ever friendly wagers between you two?
Well, I gave up wagering on golf a long time ago, and I played you know, I never, $10 is the most I ever played with anybody. Arnold and I played for 20. But $10 is what I played for. And I always felt like anybody could afford $10. And if I won, I didn't lose a friend. And if I gave too many strokes to them, they didn't lose a friend here. So I felt like that's the way to do it. Enjoy it. And, you know, I'm not going to make my living off of somebody else betting on the golf course.
Jack, thank you so much for what you've done for the game of golf, and thank you for coming to St. Louis. We cannot wait to see you in St. Louis and what you're doing for the Ascension Charity Classic. We are so blessed to have you come to town.
Well, thanks, Dan. I look forward to seeing you there and seeing everybody else in St. Louis when we come.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
That's Jack Nicklaus, and what a privilege it's been to visit with one of the all-time greats. For Jack Nicklaus, who's coming to St. Louis, I'm Dan McLaughlin. We'll see you next weekend, 10:30 Sunday, right here on Fox 2.